Hello and welcome back to the Metropole Grid. My name is Andrej.
And I'm Benoit.
And thanks for tuning in. This is the last game of the Randolph Draft, and it is quite an interesting game. On the left, we still have Dom, and on the right, Benoit, that is still you.
Yes, I just died to his cord.
Yeah, Dom had snares. No
Yep.
one's surprised. Kind of how Dom plays, and it's always been really fun and really exciting. Died at 5 points, too,
Yeah, I know.
which is kind of rough. But hey, that's Netrunner. So, do you remember anything about your corp deck?
I think it was pretty heavy on ice.
Yeah?
I was drafting Econ first, then I was
Okay.
looking for ice,
Yeah.
and then a couple specific upgrades that I really enjoy playing. So basically, I think I was screwed up on agendas. Like I had to play a
that's
lot
sweet.
of the 5 trees
Okay.
just because I didn't draft enough 2 and 1 pointers.
So I don't know if you've seen the new draft pack that's coming out, the one that's associated with the Mombat cycle. I don't remember the name, but the agenda suite that you start with is real cool.
Yeah, because it's different shards, I think.
It's
I believe.
all of the fragments. I
Yes,
think the
fragments.
Yeah, one of each of the fragments.
Yeah.
One Pyrrhec, and then there's this new agenda that is a neutral agenda. It's a 4 for 2. So you actually start with 14 points if you want, and it's the agenda that gives you 10 credits, 1 per turn.
Okay.
That's really good.
That's really
I
fun.
think it balances it out pretty good.
Yeah, I think just playing priority rec is like
It's boring.
Yeah, it's pretty boring.
Because it only encourages a certain playstyle, which is heavy ice. And I think actually you do have a lot of heavy ice, which might work well with the priority requisitions.
Yeah.
A green level clearance is gonna put an ice in front of R&D and maybe another on HQ, or not even.
Oh.
Empty HQ gets the wanton.
Yes.
Always gets a wanton.
No, I can
destruction.
siphon, so I'm like,
Yeah,
let's
exactly.
not defend.
So I think an agenda. I don't know if you lost an agenda. You still have one in hand. But
Looking for ice.
that
I
is-
just drew for ice.
that's-
and no other options.
the strongest HQ pressure card in draft. I think
Wanton?
wanton.
Yes. Yeah, I think it is. Vamp's pretty okay.
Yeah. Ooh.
Scorch.
Scorched earth.
Yes.
It just won.
I don't remember.
Okay.
Maybe more than one, but I think I missed my target by not drafting enough. We'll see.
Adonis is pretty good. Yagura on R&D is huge in draft, lets you bury that agenda. And a net damage is just a nice little additional effect that you get in there. Test run is pretty good, especially with Fem. You getting rid of that is huge. It's also recursion. Can you install from the heap? No, you can't. There's no recursion in test run. Never mind. And
Yes,
Dom,
you can. You can get the...
I thought it was only grip in her hand.
No. It's
it's heap. Heap, okay,
Or
okay.
R&D, not your HQ.
I
not
confused
your,
that with
grip.
scavenge, which
Yeah.
is hip or grip or heap. Wow. You see in Dom's hand, he actually has both a corroder and a desperado, which is pretty good.
Yes.
That is some pretty efficient runs, both on the breaker and a mimic.
And the ice carver as well.
Oh my!
It's pretty expensive and he has no money cards. So it
Yeah.
might take him a while. He has to gain credits, draw, and then see. So I still have probably a couple turns just to try and set up something.
Right, and you do have that.
I think I'm trying to bait a run on the remote right now.
So Komainu is
Yeah.
going
There
to
we go.
take out the
Everything.
corroder and the mimic.
Oh, what
Absolutely
a good
everything.
Komainu. So he got me once with it, and I got him
you
as
returned
well.
the favor. Pretty
Yes.
good. So we know 2 Komainus are sitting on this table all together.
Oh, that's rough.
Well, he can't trash it.
Oh yeah, that's so cool.
Desperado credit is not enough.
Not enough.
So Jackson stays. Greta Refinery can be trashed and definitely will.
Yeah, that's why.
So you also have a House of Knives in hand. You could have done the Komainu House of Knives kill, which is always a lot of fun. The Nisei is in hand, and Jackson will let you draw up.
Yeah, I'm gonna set up for a long game for sure.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So I think we know where 2 of the Jacksons are. You had one, Scott had one. I'm not sure. Maybe
There's
Eric.
no way I have enough money right now just to
Just score.
score.
Yeah, you can't even
It's
advance
too
the agenda.
expensive. Yeah, and let's face it, Komainu and Yagura don't stop any runs right now.
No, they
So
don't.
if I try to score faster, he's just gonna get in and see cards that I don't want him.
So I thought we're considering to Bob Jackson, but I guess you can even bait a run onto archives. Dom will get a credit, but now we're going to use that shiny Jackson. And 3 face down cards shuffled in there, probably 1 or 2 agendas.
Yeah, agendas mostly.
The Scorched is not going back in, neither is Adonis, which probably tells you there are agendas. Yeah.
Or another Adonis or Scorch. Sometimes
Yeah,
just
maybe.
have more than one.
Yeah, that might be true.
Always pick the face down, of course.
Always. No information is gained. So now with the modded in hand, and I believe that might be a passport, Your R&D is looking a bit flimsy.
Yes.
We get to see what kind of recursion Dom has because 2 of his really good breakers are in the bin. Oh, no, that's a Rex and a Fairy.
Yep.
Okay, that'll do. You have a Trick of Light in hand. I remember last time that we played Draft, I think you ended up with 3 Trick of Lights. It's a good draft card.
Oh, Trick of Light, I really love it. The problem is missing advanceable cards. You can use it on traps, so if you manage to draft a couple Project Junebug that misses, you can then use the advanceable thing.
Seems okay. Even if you advance something and they don't run on it, you could start using that as a battery, even though that is an agenda that you score eventually.
Yeah.
Might actually be kind of nice. An Eve campaign in a remote server is a bit too expensive to trash, let alone that you haven't rezzed
Well,
it.
for me right now, Eve did the work. Like, even if I don't gain my credit, it cost him a run and just
with Desperado, though, I'm not convinced it's that good.
One of his click, I'm okay with 1 credit.
Yeah, I suppose. I believe the ice on that Eve campaign is an IQ. You like IQ, don't you?
IQ is really fun. It's good against different stuff because you can have him at 5 or lower if there's an Atman. Or there's a lot of stuff you can do.
Do you try and play around it and lower your hand size?
Yes.
You actually do?
Yeah, I try to reduce my hand size as much as possible and then
bait the round?
Yeah.
So a Persia is going to come out on Dom's side of the board, which is going to trash a tech startup. I'm not sure exactly what you would tech startup for. Maybe just a private contract.
Melange is.
Oh, you do have a Melange.
I don't remember, but Melange is always a good.
Melange is a huge thing to set up.
Adonis is okay as well.
Yeah, but even private contracts is pretty okay.
Yeah, private contracts is fine
because they have to deal with it. With the Persia, it might be a bit worse. You have to ensure that you can res that ice. With 2 credits, you're gonna have to make sure you can res that ice on that Eve campaign, or it might go down.
I could take 3 credits.
Yeah, just take 3, or even just remove cards from your hand because that technically saves you credit.
Am I at 5 cards or 6 cards?
I think you're at 5. You're holding the 5th one in your other hand. But an upgrade on Eve is probably going to deter a run. I'm not sure what that could be. That could be just an Ash.
Maybe.
Anything else is not that useful? Yeah, I'm not sure what that could be.
So I do have a Trick of Light, Sea Source. Oh,
you actually have a Sea Source.
Yeah.
Nothing really good. No real good resources to trash right now. But you also have to remember, with that compromise employee, resing ice does make credits, but successful runs also do make credits. This is like the way old criminal used to run.
Yeah.
And it's actually really fun to play. No matter what, you're making money making runs, which is a big deal. Dom has drawn the Magnum Opus, which is an absolute powerhouse, especially when you mod it out for just 2 credits. Money's gone. You don't have to worry about money, I mean.
It's fine.
Econ is not a problem.
Yep.
Oh, man.
I'm not playing the Econ game right now.
No, you're probably not. Yeah, I guess.
Magnum Opus is so good.
Magnum Opus is really good in draft.
Yep. MU is a problem, though.
MU is definitely a problem. That Desperado does help a bit. I imagine the Persia can be trashed at some point. Magnum Opus is just a better Persia. Kind of. It does kind of not help as much with multi-access, but we'll see what we can do. I did have problems in draft I did not consider about MU. I had to actually trash breakers to install the breakers that I needed that turn.
Yeah.
Which is kind of rough, especially when you're trashing an admin you invested 7 credits in.
So trying to set up a scoring server.
Yeah,
I have my asset server. Now I need taking back an action.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, we do that all the time.
This is a casual game night. It's really not that big of a deal. So you also put your playmat the other way.
Yeah, facing the runner.
So they can read it.
They can.
That's intimidation?
Yeah.
Wow. Is that anybody's ever conceded when they read that?
Yeah,
they're like, oh, you win.
Like, Every time they run, they think they're facing what's her name? I don't remember her name.
Oh, Torianzo.
Torianzo. Every time they run, there might be a Torianzo.
Yeah, every card is Torianzo. Yeah, we got to put Torianzo in the draft.
That would be fun.
I think she's a fun card. Looks like you were really not sure of what to do this time. I think drawing a card might count. And
I do have 1 biotic labor.
Oh, you do have a biotic and a 3 for 2. I'm not sure if you took all your clicks that turn.
I have a House of Knives. A 3-4-1 might be good to score. Maybe later on.
I don't know. I wouldn't spend 7 credits to score.
I saw a Trick of Flight as well, so I have some way to fast advance a 5-3. I think in my deck. That was the thing.
Yeah, that is possible.
Yes, it is
quite nice.
Or just install this 5-3, not advance it, and then the turn after just core it for Trick of Light and Biotic.
Yeah.
So nice.
So that IQ is going to be res for the full 5, I believe, which is a fine investment considering that there's 10 credits left on that Eve campaign.
Yeah. It's also a 5-strength code gate right now.
It is a 5-strength code gate, so even with the Lady
remote?
token, that's going to cost about 3-4 credits to break, and a counter.
And then face the upgrade?
And face the upgrade. I'm not convinced that upgrade is anything of worth.
He doesn't know that.
No, he doesn't know that, and that's why I like playing subpar upgrades a lot of the time. You'll never know.
You'll never know.
So the Trick of Light is I don't see any advanceable ice. I think you did try to advance that ice on the kind of empty-esque remote, but you reconsidered it, so maybe that is an ice wall.
Yeah.
Maybe a cosmic ice. We'll see how that goes. There is a scavenge on the table. You can ditch that Perisha or the Magnum Opus to get a Corroder. I guess Perisha won't work because of the strength thing. Or can you just pay more? I forget how scavenge works. With the passport, he's going to get your Caprice. That's real rough. 1 credit has to be paid. I think Dom might actually have used the Perisha credit, but Perisha says specifically it's only for assets.
Okay.
Yep. We're going to hit a snare, and you do have 5 credits, so you're going to pay for that.
Yeah,
That's
of course.
the revenge, I guess. 3 cards in the bin, a mem chip, a scavenge, and a dog. That is a really good hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's twice now that I trashed some of his cards.
Yeah.
Slows him down a lot. It's not always for the kill.
Well, but he's lost 3 good breakers, recursion. So that SMC that he has in hand is actually not even that useful.
Anymore? No.
No.
Takes up 2 MUs.
MU is gone. You got an Akamatsu, which is really, really good. He could run again. Dom could. Oh, his turn is over. But in theory, now your R&D is a bit porous. You can only pay 2 credits to get through that. With a Maker's Eye, that is totally worth your time and money.
Yeah. I can probably find an answer because I drafted a lot of ice and there's not that many ice right now. So I'll try something before.
So installing in a remote, taking credit, installing a piece of ice seems like it might draw Dom's attention away from R&D. I guess he does have to draw up before he can really
run
make anything. Really confidently. Daily cast is money in the long term. He also has an SMC and a Stimhack, which is pretty good. I guess that's a good way to get out your turn 1 Magnum Opus.
Yeah,
if you have all the pieces together.
1 brain damage for a Magnum Opus.
I'll do it.
Seems okay.
Yeah, I'll do it. And that actually is just the Shark Tank. Capital
so
Investors.
Cool. I love it because if he would have ran, I would be okay with it. Like,
that's true.
Res maybe in 1 ice, force him to pay, use counters, use something.
He does trash it for free, which is
but forcing the breaker is not that bad.
No, not that bad at all.
I probably could have resed 1 thing at least. If it's an ice wall, it's perfect.
So Dom has drawn a legwork, and the Komainu is broken for free with the Fairy. Looks like we're going to poke R&D. Hadrian's Wall is totally a problem. No Fractor on the board. So most decks that have been playing Melange, especially in Wayland, I've started switching with Capital Investors.
Yep.
Much better.
You like better Capital Investors?
Yeah. Well, okay, the first turn you get 6 credits, right? That's how it works?
But you pay 2 to res it.
2 for 6. Okay, yeah, you get 4 credits, right.
Compared
and
to the 1
you get
for
6.
For 7.
It's just the flexibility that you can take click and then install a piece of ice. I think is much better than the forced forced Melange for 3.
Yeah, I think Capital Investor is great. It's fun card.
Yeah,
cool in draft. It's just like a private contracts, but it's maybe too porous on HQ and R&D just because of the trash cost. But it's
not
the same
as bad
with
as Melange. Yeah, exactly. It's equally it's 1 credit more, but usually that doesn't deter anybody from trashing it.
Yep.
It's also a trash on site. Like, if you see that, you trash it. Unless money is not at all a problem. So, another piece of ice on R&D that could easily be the Hadrian's Wall. Actually, there you go.
It is.
It is.
I do have a lot of credits right now.
You do have the money. With the Eve and that Shark Tank over there, that is not a problem.
Not a problem.
So, I haven't seen anybody play Hadrian's Wall in a long time. I think mostly because it does fall to David. I don't know if 10 to 7 is good, considering 8 to 5 is on... The other one on what's it called?
The which one?
Wall of Thorns.
Wall of Thorns.
It's comparable, I think.
It's 2 net damage and 1 in the run, but it's influence in Wayland.
But 2 strength less is if it falls to David, it falls to David.
Yeah.
The legwork is going to come out, and you
are
going to lose 4 points.
Rough.
There's a biotic labor in hand.
That was a perfect timing. I was really hoping by not putting more ice on HQ that he would leave HQ alone, but I figure it's the only thing he could do right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so now I have to protect HQ and gain money.
Yep. I think you... you just took your Eve money. There might be one turn in which you take Eve twice. I think that happened. I remember editing it. I remember something strange went on with that. That happens, I guess. Now that Eve is gone is your first window to put something into the scoring remote. So that was actually the best turn for Dom to run.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Dom is into the money.
Yeah, but my ice are...
Sorry? Your ice is getting stronger and stronger.
Bad. It's pretty good.
Yeah. And without a fracture and without a...
I think his deck is so small right now. How many cards is there remaining? A couple cards?
That's not a lot.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
So with the Komayun and the Snare, you managed to trash already almost a quarter of his deck?
Yep.
If you're playing, 30 cards? Well, more than a quarter. A third of his deck went to the bin.
With one Komayun and one Snare. It's rough.
Yeah. He does have a Retrieval Run. Mm-hmm. Which I think is a wonderful card to get back something nice and expensive.
I started drafting Levi at least once. Like, if I see a Levi mid-draft, I'll try to get the Levi. It's not a bad draw. You still see 5 new cards, but just having the ability to reshuffle all your deck is
good.
Yeah,
especially late game if you're set up, because you can just shuffle in back all your nice run events, all your econ, and that's actually pretty good. A Retrieval Run is going to pull out the Corroder. That's actually not that bad. You only have one barrier on the table, and it's going to take Corroder about 7 credits to break.
Pretty expensive, yeah.
Even with Magnum Opus, that is kind of asking for a lot for a single access. You do have the Priority Requisition in hand. Mm-hmm. He does not have currently a way to break the IQ, even if it is only 3 strength. If you install a card from hand, that might be a window.
Maybe.
I'm not sure on what the second ice is, let alone the upgrade. I think you might have something here. I guess Code Gates.
I wish my Caprice was not trashed on R&D.
Yeah, I thought I saw an Interns at some point. Maybe I was wrong. Alright, so that daily cast is going to finish up. Mm-hmm. Something is installed in that server, but it's not advanced at all, so I don't know. I wouldn't break my back running on it, especially with an upgrade.
As the runner, you have 4 points right now.
Exactly.
So you're
same old thing hits the table. That could mean a couple things. That could mean some recursion. But it looks like we're just going to pull out a piece of cutlery. Knifed for 1 credit is going to break that Hadrian permanently.
Yeah, I think knife might be my favorite one.
Out of the cutlery?
Yeah.
It depends.
It
depends on the deck.
Most of the barriers are going to tax you a lot of credits or end the run.
Yeah.
So one of the annoying ice is all the barriers.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, Oversight AI.
Oversight AI.
Not that great right now.
Not right now.
No.
Early game, that's really good.
Yeah.
I've been playing Corp Rush decks. I've been playing almost exclusively Rush decks. And Oversight AI on an Archer turn 1 is disgustingly good. I don't care if you
Sharpshooter?
Sharpshooter, yeah. Okay, whatever. Good luck with that. But that... Now, even if you do go for that, if that's an agenda in the remote, R&D is going to be pretty open. Mm-hmm. Dom doesn't have a lot of cards left in his deck. Looks like we're going to patch that hole a bit. If he does hit a sentry at any point, it's going to be pretty rough.
Yeah.
Because he just honestly can't break it. Can't deal with it.
Did I just forget to pay 1 for installing it?
Did you?
I think I did.
Ooh. Okay.
It happens.
It happens.
All right, 2 upgrades, 1 card.
2 upgrades, 1 card. Again, if that's a 2-pointer agenda, I personally wouldn't care if I was in Dom's shoes. Dom does have the ability to just take Magnum Opus 3 times and run on R&D. I'm hoping that is a sentry, and the next goal, 2 net damage, trash 2 programs.
Yeah.
So Dom offered to sacrifice his 2
breakers.
breakers.
He always lets you know what you should do, and you're always like, wait
a second.
Is he? I'm like, no, I'll do the net damage first, because that's the first subroutine.
So another piece of cutlery and a nerve agent is gone. I don't know, Magnum Opus might be pretty good. Because that passport doesn't matter that much.
But at the same time...
He has no cards left in his deck. He has no way to make money.
I think the right play is just all the breakers. It's just...
Yeah, I guess with all the money in the world, it still doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Servers.
There you go.
So boom, 2 small explosions.
And then Yagura fires, which is the
Dom could have jacked out, but he chooses not to. So that's another net damage.
He could win right now. Like maybe the second card was an agenda.
Yeah.
And just put one of the two agendas.
You did put something on bottom, so that's pretty
be
good.
All right. No
Real
more
close.
agendas in my deck, so I should be fine, right?
Yeah, that's it, right? That's the last one. 5 points. I didn't see what you drew right there. If that was another agenda, that would be great. But that server is now a huge problem. He still has an admin in hand, but you're going to put another piece of ice?
Yeah.
Why?
Because there's so many things. Like, Yagura doesn't let you win, and Next Gold doesn't end the run as well.
Yeah,
so
I
you could
know.
get in.
But there's only so many cards you can lose. Indexing is actually a pretty big deal. With no breakers, it looks like, I don't know what you have to do. You have to draw.
Yep.
Just draw real hard, and that is what Dom
basically
is doing.
what I said to Dom as I put one more ice, I'm like, if I can, like, shut down completely R&D, there's no way you're gonna win because you have no more breakers for my remotes.
That's
so
true.
that's why
If
he
there's
could
an
have
end to run
taken
on
chance
everything.
and just run straight through everything,
Yeah.
lose all his cards.
That's true. We'll see what we can do. An Atman is totally a good breaker. You can even put that on the personal workshop to have it out mid-run once you find something really scary that you have to deal with. But if you have a scoring window, it's now. It's totally now.
But do I need a scoring window? Is
that's
deck's
how you
almost
win the
over?
game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna take my time and.
Okay, we'll see how things go. I don't know what the ice on HQ is, so you can, in theory, walk through the Komainu. Atman, for one, will do very little else. Oh, no, the next bronze is strength 2 at this point.
Yeah.
We'll see how things go. That's an upgrade.
Yeah.
And you're just going to take some money. So upgrade on R&D. Could be an Ash, could be a Baddie. Baddie next gold is totally a real gross combo.
Yep, it is.
Yeah, you can kill off of that. It could just be a Crisium Grid. Stop the indexing, stop a Maker's Eye. Stimhack doesn't matter for that. It's not on successful run. But you are just not scoring agendas. It's been so many turns.
Yep.
I can't imagine
That's
HQ being empty.
That's why Jackson is super strong because
yeah,
you
it
can
does let you do that.
reset the game and just reshuffle all your agendas.
I've been considering, I think I've been arguing that having all the corps start with one Jackson
Yeah, maybe
in draft.
just
because agenda flood is not a fun way to lose a game.
yeah, it's just you feel like you have no options.
Yeah, it's just like, I mulligan real bad.
One of the way to get out of it is just trying to push agendas fast, and
sometimes you
just
just
let
can.
the runner win one and try
that's
to
true.
score the second one. But it's pretty awful. All right, Atman and Personal Workshop.
Admin on Workshop is good.
No more surprise though.
No more surprise.
Just lost the surprise element.
But Dom has only 2 cards left in R&D and did draw a Parasite, so that could be a dead Yagura, that could be a dead Komainu. Even if you want to wait on the next bronze, if you really want to kill that capital investor for some reason.
Also, the next gold is less powerful with less next.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, that's true. That's actually worth considering. Parasiting the next gold also might take some time. I don't think you can really spend your time purging because you could deck yourself at some
Yeah,
point.
I could. Yeah, at some point I have to score agendas.
Yeah, you will, or things will get bad. Or the Yagura just kind of spits out all the agendas you've hidden. A clone chip. That's good.
Yep.
Dom could be back in this. He has an admin and a clone chip, which is enough to get basically 2 types of breakers
Which is
out.
why I put another ice on R&D.
That's true. Advanced capital investors is going to be a 0-sum turn.
How many credits did I gain with that capital investor?
Oh my god. A lot.
Yep, with just the next in front of it
Yeah.
to defend.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
And there's still, I'm pretty sure that's some sort of advanceable ice in front of it.
Yeah, maybe.
You haven't been going for it for that
Trick of Light?
play. Clone chip is coming out. Dom seems pretty pleased with that, and rightfully so. Having that as the second last card in your stack is kind of rough, but he drew through everything. He really needed to do that. And this is where the real interesting choices happen.
He does have Atman, so...
He does have admin, but figuring out how to properly use the clone chip is the difference between a win and a loss.
Yeah, and there's also a couple different targets. You could go HQ if you think I have one hidden agenda. You could go for the remote with 2 upgrades, or the R&D with 1 upgrade. All targets are possible, but all targets are rough.
With 13 to 11 credits, even going for the remote might be okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. It depends on the eyes.
He trashed the Caprice, so he has to assume I did not draw 1 more Caprice.
Right.
So the remote is probably a Ash.
Yeah, probably
would-
Nash.
I would
Even
guess-
just a red herrings. New Hollywood Grid, old Hollywood Grid. I
The
forget.
one where you need the agenda scored
Yeah,
before you
yeah.
can steal. Yeah, but I was playing a couple priority rec because of my agenda spread. and he already has one. So
that's another thing I learned from draft. As nice it is to have 2-pointers, that's a lot of deck space gone to agendas. Like having the 3-pointers allows you to have this much ice, this many upgrades, that much economy.
The downside is that you can lose the
on
game
one single maker's eye. Yeah, of course.
2 accesses, and that's it.
That's rough. But
so Dom is thinking all the different options he has.
So what would you do?
I have no idea. Parasite, the Komainu, and Poke HQ, and like force he still has one more turn. Like even if I score that agenda and it's a 5-3
turns,
he has at least another turn or 2. Yep, there you go.
So Parasite on Komainu. Those 2 gate dogs. That's going to take 1 turn to have its effect. And then just take some money. You're probably going to score out the 3-pointer in that server. And you see your HQ, there's actually nothing in there.
So I'm not scared at all.
I would be in the same position based off of the kind of slow play that you're playing. I would think that there is agendas in there.
Yep.
Now, Dom is on 5 points. You're only playing to 6 points. So he only needs 1 good access. That Pyrrhec is going to... That's huge.
Oh, that's a huge ice.
That's a Susan. Oh, wow.
So that remote was pretty safe. As long as I did have more than 9 credits, that remote was pretty brutal.
Susan will throw you and your boat right into the archives. Yeah. Now with no ice with 1 ice on R&D and the admin, just 1 credit away. Oh, Miramati, that's a good HQ ice. Admin at 4 is generally what people do anyways. I don't see how. Oh, it'll actually help against next gold.
Yep,
that's not bad.
Still forcing him to install his admin and break in and think I have agendas. Yeah. So resing was, I think...
Oh, resing is fine. Money is not that big of a problem. So if there's an agenda in HQ, he could have this. We both know there isn't.
Yep.
Looks like Dom is actually considering the nerve agent.
That would be only a 1 access right now because it doesn't come with a counter.
Right, but then he could come back for 1 credit, which is free with the Desperado.
I know, but everything I draw, I can install right away in the server.
Right, but if you have 2 agendas in hand, you'll probably lose game.
Yeah.
So clone chip into nerve agent. That's going to get 1 token. And if he comes back, that is 2 agendas off the top. Let's see, it's Tsurugi. That's actually a problem to deal with.
I had pretty expensive ice in my draft.
Yeah, Tsurugi's huge.
Just because if you can get there as the corp, you'll probably end up winning the late game.
Right. So another run is coming in. Only 1 credit, which bounces off for the Desperado, is going to see a Biotic Labor, and a Tsurugi. So now we know 2 out of what's going to be 6 cards. Oh, he's running again?
Yeah. That's why he installed the Nerve Agent, because he could access all my cards.
So now we know 4 cards or all cards in hand? No, I think we're missing 1.
Yep.
But we're doing it one more time. Biotic Data, Trick of Light. So that's everything. We know every single card in HQ. You could play with your hand basically open on the table.
I just have to draw, install, and advance.
Yep. Top card is not an agenda. I think what you drew off R&D wasn't. But you're going to patch it up. So that either is a Data Raven, a Tsurugi, or something off the top of R&D.
Yep.
I would think Tsurugi, just on the basis that it does something pretty terrible and ends the run. So we'll see.
Also, at that point, even if I install an HQ, I don't really care. I really want him to run R&D. That would be so fun.
But that install will bait him onto HQ, because
we'll see.
1 run is going to access all of HQ. So I think.
But he knows I only drew 1 card.
That's true.
So if it was an agenda, it would have been installed in advanced.
So a run is on HQ. That's going to access every single card in HQ. I don't think you have any agendas.
Nope.
But if that's a Tsurugi, that's actually a pretty decent res. And it is.
It is.
So you can pay a credit to end the run, which I don't think you care about.
What I'm basically scared right now is that if I draw an agenda, install advance, and I draw another agenda,
then you're
after, then I'm screwed.
In a really bad spot.
That's why I had to. Yep. Instead of installing and advancing. Yeah. So
you choose the card for him to keep, and it looks like we're gonna lose a bunch of cards. Dom only has 1 card left.
Yep.
Well, grip of 1, no more stack.
And there's no way he's passing my Suzanne.
No, so Susan is going to be a problem now.
He's got to go.
So Changeling, that's a pretty big ice, and that is an advanceable ice technically.
Yes.
Yeah. And with 1 card, it looks like we're gonna run on Batty.
Yep.
So this is a lethal Batty play.
Yep.
This will do 2 net damage if you can win this win the side game.
Yep.
We both have some credits. Dom has a bigger advantage. So it's 10-4. If not, the top card of R&D could win the game. Oh, yeah, Gura will take his last card from hand. Oh, but you could bury it. So, ooh, okay. This could work.
Ooh.
0-2 is going to fire the 2 net damage subroutine on next gold.
Oh, yeah.
And that is going to be dead Dom.
Mm-hmm.
Really well played. So that's actually really strange. I haven't seen that very often where these draft games do go to late game.
Yeah.
I think your deck actually is a pretty strong late game beast.
It is, yeah, because my ice are expensive, but once res...
Yeah, and you do have the program trashing. If you didn't trash those programs, I think Dom could have actually fought in late game with the Magnum Opus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the net damage he took was crazy
it was actually really huge. The top card of R&D was a Pyrrhec, I think?
Yeah.
But it matters what the second card underneath it is.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so we'll see how things... I don't know if you can reveal that.
No.
Well, hey, thanks so much for watching. That was the Randolph draft.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun with that. We've actually been working on our own draft cube with some success so far. We're working on the other side today. But we'll post that once we have something good, I guess.
What's good coming?
What's
Are
upcoming? So the next thing coming out is there's another summer kit at BD Cosmos. BD Cosmos Summer Kit 3. They did 4 summer kits this season so far.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It's all the Data and Destiny stuff, which is actually pretty exciting to see what happens. So look forward to that, I hope.
All right.
But hey, thanks so much for tuning in for this Randolph draft. A lot of fun. If you haven't tried draft, I really encourage it, either in a cube draft or with the official drafting stuff. It's really fun.
It is.
Well, hey, thanks so much for watching.
Bye, everyone.
Ciao.